thought he was really good today. And, you know, there's lots of rumors, and we knew all that was going to happen when guys were pitching well. And that's, once again, it's a compliment. And I don't think Greg got too distracted. He just kind of continued to do what he does well. And I'm watching him improve also. The velocity looks right. He's the kind of pitcher that has something down there that really not many of the other guys have. And it comes from the experience, and it comes from pitching in such situations like this, the high leverage ones, to where, you know, he's not going to give in. He's going to get into spots, and he's going to make them hit his pitch. And he's going to make mistakes just like everybody, but he has a real clear plan of what he needs to do in those high leverage situations. And then the execution's been pretty amazing. You know, he walks Naquin there into a deep count, throwing him just about everything he has. Then he decides to take a little bit more off one of his breaking balls. I mean, it's just having that kind of feel for the game. There's not many guys that have that, and it's hard to teach.
Mike, how about your big boppers in the lineup, and Dozier and Soler taking their walks? And then we talked about Bubba, but him and Franco making them pay.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, you look all day, and really over here for a good stretch, Hunter Dozier is putting together just quality at bat after quality at bat. He's taking deep counts, and he's taking walks, and that on base and that spot in the order is huge for us to be able to put Soler up there with guys on base, an opportunity to do some damage. And I thought George laid off some of the tougher breaking balls that he's laid off in a while, and then gives the opportunity to just pass the baton. We talked about that early on, and hey guys, let's just trust each other. Put together a quality at bat, have an idea, stick with a plan, especially in those big situations. You don't have to do it all. Do your piece, hand it off to the next guy. And we got a couple more pieces. Once they start clicking, heads up, because guys are starting to buy into that theory.
Mike, what's the upside on Brad Keller?
Wow. I mean, I think everybody on this call right now, we kind of take him for granted and forget he's 25. I mean, it's unbelievable. And he doesn't pitch like it either. I mean, he's special. You know, Cal told me one of the first times he ever saw him, he goes, you gotta see this guy, and you gotta watch him every day to truly appreciate what he does. And that is all the stuff behind the scenes and all the preparation, but just how he's wired. I mean, this guy's wired as a workhorse starting pitcher. So I don't think we could have a better guy, to be honest, as you look at this next group that we're already seeing with Brady and also with Chris. Here's a guy that's similar in age, but he's advanced. We talked about how advanced they were to be able to get here. This is a guy who now, in his third season in the major leagues without even 3 full years, and this is a guy that they can kind of compete with, and that's going to push them. That's going to show them what it looks like, one, to be a pro, and two, he's going to make them try and take that role of whatever you want to call it. We handed that ball to Duff first game of the year. Brad Keller's absolutely in that conversation too, as being the leader of this staff.
Who does he remind you of? I mean, clearly I'm not a pitching coach, right? And I've never been behind home plate or anything, but just from a numbers, right? The part that I look at, he's kind of a unique guy in the sense that, his strikeout to walks had never been what you'd say. This is a top of the rotation guy. The strikeouts are maybe a little low. They're coming up this year. He's getting up towards 8 Ks per 9. But he's always had this kind of weird, without having the strikeouts, low hit total. Now it's extraordinarily low where he's at on his hits per inning. Is there anyone he reminds you of?
No one jumps out at me, but I think, and there's no doubt, we pay close attention to the data, and the data tells us that the swing and miss or the long haul is a way to go. But when you can continue to have the kind of movement that he has with the sink and the way his four-seamer cuts, and he has vertical drop on both, you're talking the less chance of having damage. And then you're talking about ground balls, and you're talking quicker outs when he's down. And today he was down. Those sort of things to me, when you can continue to have those kind of swings, they're even more valuable than the swing and miss, because sometimes it's going to take you 8 pitches to get to that punch out when you can take 2 to get yourself a ground ball or get you a double play. And but he's not like some little sneaky sinker ball guy. I mean, he's a power sinker that will blow you up inside. And then as soon as you start cheating, he's going to cut one at 93. That's just a four seamer that you don't see the spin on. It's very unique. I think you're going to continue to see that swing and miss. One is because the changeup. Two is because I'm seeing more action on that slider, and that slider has been almost as much depth as a curveball at times, but with the higher velocity. And all of you have seen it too. I mean, when he wants to really let it eat, it's in there. And so we just can't say enough about this guy.